Imagine losing everything you have: your money, your job, your reputation. Most people would panic. They would feel angry, helpless, or even depressed. But there was a group of philosophers who believed that none of these things could truly harm you. Not failure, not criticism, not even loss. These philosophers were called Stoics. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches one simple but powerful idea. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And according to the Stoics, mastering this one skill is the key to living a calm, strong, and meaningful life. In this video, we will explore the core ideas of Stoicism and how you can apply them to your modern life. 1. The origins of Stoicism. Stoicism began in ancient Greece around 300 BC. It was founded by a philosopher named Zeno of Citium. Zeno taught his philosophy in a public place called the Stoa, which is where the word Stoicism comes from. Over time, Stoicism spread to Rome and became popular among leaders, thinkers, and warriors. Some of the most famous Stoic philosophers include Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Marcus Aurelius was even a Roman emperor. Despite ruling one of the most powerful empires in history, he constantly reminded himself of a simple truth: external power does not guarantee inner peace. For the Stoics, philosophy was not just something to think about, it was something to practice every single day. 2. The dichotomy of control. One of the most important teachings of Stoicism is called the dichotomy of control. The Stoics believed that life becomes much easier when you understand one thing: some things are in your control, some things are not. According to Epictetus, the things that are in your control include your thoughts, your choices, your actions, your attitude. But many things are not in your control: other people's opinions, the past, the future, unexpected events. Most people waste enormous amounts of energy worrying about things they cannot control. They worry about what others think of them, they worry about the future, they worry about things that might never even happen. The Stoics believed this is the main source of suffering. Instead, they advised focusing only on what you can control: your effort, your decisions, your character. When you shift your focus to these things, life becomes simpler and less stressful. 3. The power of perspective. Stoics also believed that most suffering comes not from events themselves, but from our interpretation of them. Two people can face the same situation and react in completely different ways. One person might see a failure and feel devastated. Another person might see the same failure as an opportunity to grow. The event is the same. The difference is perspective. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This means your thoughts shape your experience of reality. If you learn to control your perspective, you gain the ability to remain calm even during difficult times. This is one of the reasons Stoicism is often described as a philosophy of mental strength. 4. Negative visualization. One of the most interesting Stoic practices is called negative visualization. At first, it might sound strange. The idea is to occasionally imagine losing the things you care about: your possessions, your comfort, even the people you love. The purpose of this exercise is not to make you feel sad. It is meant to remind you how valuable these things really are. When we become used to our lives, we often start taking everything for granted. But when you imagine losing something, you begin to appreciate it more deeply. Another benefit of this practice is that it reduces fear. If you have already mentally prepared for the worst, it becomes much easier to handle difficulties when they actually happen. Instead of being shocked or overwhelmed, you remain calm and ready. 5. Amor fati, love your fate. Another powerful Stoic concept is amor fati, which means love your fate. This idea encourages you not only to accept what happens in life, but to embrace it. Most people spend their lives wishing things were different. They complain about problems, they resist reality. But Stoics believed that everything that happens can become an opportunity for growth. A failure can teach you resilience. A challenge can build strength. A hardship can develop wisdom. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" the Stoic asks, "How can this make me stronger?" When you adopt this mindset, obstacles stop feeling like enemies. They become part of your journey. 6. The practice of self-discipline. Stoics also believed that comfort can weaken the mind. That is why they practiced something called voluntary discomfort. This meant intentionally doing things that were difficult. For example, taking cold baths, eating simple food, sleeping on a hard surface. The goal was not to punish themselves. The goal was to train their minds. When you voluntarily face discomfort, you become less afraid of it. You realize that you are stronger than you thought. And when real hardships appear in life, they no longer feel overwhelming. This practice builds resilience, discipline, and confidence. 7. Living according to virtue. At the heart of Stoicism lies one central belief. The most important thing in life is virtue. For Stoics, virtue meant living with qualities like wisdom, courage, justice, self-control. They believed that external things like money, status, and fame are not truly important. What matters most is the type of person you become. A person who acts with integrity, a person who remains calm in difficult situations, a person who does what is right even when it is hard. This is the true measure of a good life, according to Stoicism. Conclusion. Stoicism is more than an ancient philosophy. It's a practical guide for living in a chaotic and unpredictable world. It teaches us to focus on what we can control, to accept what we cannot, to build strength through discipline, and to view every challenge as an opportunity to grow. In a world filled with stress, distractions, and uncertainty, the Stoic mindset offers something incredibly powerful: inner stability. Because when you master your mind, external events lose their power over you. And that is the true meaning of freedom.